Basically, all I've done here is I've got the tub out of the box. There's the box right there. I've taken the tub out of the box and I've taken a probe rod. I've put in the tub in place where I want it. And you can see how it goes around here. You can see how I ran all these other pipes in my other videos. But you can see the wood is up against this little flap right here. And right here it will be once I nail this wall into the bottom plate. And there in the back corner, right there, and I'm gonna have to build in a wall in right here after I get done. You see how I've it's not gonna be up against the wall, so I'm gonna have to build a wall there, and I'll show you how I do that later on after I get the actual plywood down and set the tub in for real. But here's how you plumb it in, and here I'm coming in right here, and what this fitting is right here is this is a sweeping T, a 3-inch sweeping T. Starting, you know, back here at the toilet and the vent and, you know, etc. back there. This is the toilet and everything's going downhill. This is my vanity coming in behind me. And this is gonna be for the tub. So, and I'm gonna show you how I hook all this up. I took a Sawzall and cut out a few pieces down there, and I'm gonna show you how this all goes together. But this is gonna sweep around and connect to here. But this is the first step. I set the tub in, and this is a little trick. I take a probe rod and I poke it into the ground right where that drain needs to come up at. That way I know exactly where the drain should be and there's no fiddle farting around.
Alrighty.
I'm going to show you how to hook this up. It's 12 degrees outside right now here in Oklahoma. Use the cordless Sawzall with a 4AH battery. There's a 3-inch pipe. I cut me in some pieces and I removed the tub. The tub is now gone, and I'll show you the design. This instructional. So here's the toilet. Here's going to be the bathtub and the shower drain, and I'll explain this a lot more in detail here. This one here, like I said, is the vanity behind me, and going out this way goes out to the city, the main sewer. Okay, so here is that sweeping T right there, and all I did is I took that Sawzall that I showed you over there, and I made a cut right here and right here. So a chunk of that pipe came out, and what I did is I removed that, and then none of this is glued, and this is just a trick to help you. And I've placed it in there to make sure it fits, and it did, and it looked good. So then I went to this little strip right here. This little strip right here is just a piece of 3-inch pipe, you know, a foot long or whatever. And then this is a 45, not a 90, but a 45. That way it's sweeping really wide. That way there's not going to be any clogs. And if I ever have to clean this out in the future with a sewer drain cleaner, it'll be easy, a little sewer machine. And this will be strong, and that won't have any problem cleaning anything out of there. Okay, so here's another 45, just the same, and I'm making sure everything fits. And right down here it comes, and there is a 3-inch fitting that reduces down to a 2-inch fitting. And then that probe rod that I stuck in the ground back over there, I put this fitting that needs to come up through the floor. There's that probe rod hole down there, and you probably won't be able to see it. Yeah, you kind of can. And there's that hole, and that's exactly where my drain needs to come up. So that's the perfect spot. And that's why I put that there, and that goes from the 2-inch down to the 1.5 inch. Here is the P-trap. I'm gonna bring that up so you can see it.
Okay.
The P-trap, you just get these pieces. I got all this at Lowe's, and every bathtub has to have a P-trap, and there it is, and it's real simple. And this piece just screws on that little nut on there. Let me point at it really fast so we're clear about this. This little nut right here, it just spins righty-tighty and lefty-loosey, and this little gadget spins right and left or however, so you can maneuver it any direction. And then this is just a piece of 2-inch pipe coming up right here. So and now all I've done is I'm gonna put this right where it should go, like that, and yep, it's all going to connect. I need to put one more little strip of 2-inch pipe in there to connect these two. But that's the last thing I'm going to do. Okay, I've got all the pieces laid out here, and I'm going to put, here's the trick here. You want to put some of them together. Like I can put this one and this one and this one together. I can put those together, and then I can put these together. So stick with me. First, the cleaner. And this. Now the glue. Stick them together, press, and do a quarter turn. And then hold them together and hold down for 10 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to clean this one. Okay, I'm going to put the glue and a quarter turn. Hold for 10 seconds. Okay, now this side, just the same exact way. Okay, now I have two separate pieces, one right here and one right here, and these pieces are all glued together. And now I've basically just got two fittings that are ready to go and connect to the last piece. So here's what I'm gonna do now. You don't need to get crazy on this draining. I'm gonna put these two pieces together, obviously. You don't need to get crazy, but here's the trick I do. I put it the way I want it, like this. If it was coming out of this pipe, straight out of that pipe, I want it to just go up a little bit more. So I just put my hand under it for this little distance right here. But it doesn't need to be a whole lot of drain. It just needs to be going downhill. So, and this short 1 or 2 foot, I'm just like, that's good. Put my hand underneath there. If you get too crazy, the pipes won't connect and you're gonna have a bigger problem. This is gonna be a good steady, it's gonna go downhill and sweep into here and go out into the main sewer. It's not going to have anywhere to go but down. This is all I need. So I'm going to glue this together. Okay, and remember to work very fast when you're doing this. So have a good plan and know what you're going to do and do it quick. And then hold it tight for 10 seconds, like I'm not doing. I have this piece, I'm gonna connect it downstairs, so come on. I'm gonna take this apart. Apply pressure back this way to take this fitting off. Okay? And it's going to be difficult to get that off. This is all cleaned and I need to get glue on this. So this is going to go fast. You ain't going to have time to mess around here. You can see right now when this is pushed back, it barely fits, and that's okay because when it slides in, it clamps in. You see how that kind of, I don't know, it's a terrible example, but you see Okay, so here we go.
That's fine. Guys, don't mess around.
Here, this has to go here. Get it all where you want it. Make sure everything looks good. Keep pressure on everything. You only get one chance. Don't screw it up. Feet and everything. I got everything going on down here. Okay, I'm going to explain this to you, and we're going to wrap this video up. But, so we've seen how I put this main connection into the main sewer line. And now, and remember, from here all the way around to there is pre-connected and glued. Everything's already put together. And what I've done down here is I've got some rocks ready, because once you get this all glued together, and this is the only joint that I have to glue right here. Once I glue this, everything else is done except for this P-trap. And all I'm going to do on that P-trap is do the same thing. I'm going to glue this joint. And I had to cut an 8-inch strip here. And then there's the P-trap. This is the nut that you spin on. You do not put glue on that. You only put glue on that end and this end, you know, where the 2-inch pipe connects in. But where that nut is, you do it like underneath the sink supply line, like underneath the sink P-trap, just like that. Anyway, I'm going to put that all together, and there's a little reducer on the top right here that goes down to 1.5 inch from the 2-inch. And obviously it's not going to be that tall, but I'm just putting this up here for now to show you that, and so that I know I have it. So when I'm ready to hook the tub up after I get the subfloor in, I'm going to cut a little square right here so that I can reach my hand in there and work around if I need to, or do, you know, just a little bit of space around there where I can work. So that's a good tip. That's how I'm going to do it. Anyway, down here, I've got rocks underneath the P-trap. That way I can apply pressure in the future from above. That way, hopefully I don't have to reach my hands down in there, but I can look down from above or whatever and put pressure on that, hopefully, and it won't move, and that'll keep it supported. I'm also going to concrete that in, and then slide these rocks over. Here's a little wedge. I've used these styrofoam like a wedge. You can move it up and down. That way I can get a good glue joint right here. And these, you can move it up to go up or down, because it has to be going downhill. Anyway, so that's just kind of how I'm doing this, and those can adjust to go, you know, hopefully that makes sense. I don't know, but leave a comment if you don't understand, or if you need extra help with anything on here, if I left something out. But I'm going to glue all this together, and that's how the plumbing for a bathtub drain, and obviously the shower too, is above, and you can see how I ran all the water lines and etc for this whole project, all this stuff on my YouTube channel. So if this was helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel.